All right. It's time for player picks, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go over players over unders. We're gonna go through passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, and touchdowns for most of your positions. We're gonna start off here in quarterback with passing yards. Zach, who's your
Alright, so we're gonna go top to bottom here and just pick who we think has either too high of passing yards or too low of passing yards. So I know you were discussing earlier, Tim, about how you like the Patrick Mahomes over here at 4,600.5 passing yards.
I do. I don't think I'm not as worried about the receiving core as everyone else is. I think that the components are still there. Obviously, you don't have Tyreek Hill there who can do everything, but they brought in multiple guys to replace what Tyreek Hill was able to do. So I'm not quite as worried about the over on I'm not worried about the over here. I'd take the over at I think he's going to get over 4,600 passing yards.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. It's one of the things I feel like he's right now rated about where I'd want him. I feel like if he goes over, it won't be by a ton, but he can also go under by a little bit. So it's a fair prediction. I personally am not hitting on that, but I understand where you're coming from completely. I don't see anything here in this row that I really like.
I like the Josh Allen, but I like the Josh Allen over. That's literally it. I like the offense.
That's fair. That Buffalo offense is really high powered. I can see that happening. But it's the same thing with Mahomes. I feel like they're about where they should be, in my opinion. All right, here. I like this Trevor Lawrence over here. For what season he had, which was it was not a good one, but on the stat sheet he still had 3,600 passing yards, and now has a new weapon in Christian Kirk, a much better offensive line, and is getting Travis Etienne in the backfield, who he has chemistry with from Clemson. I don't know how you don't see him getting 350 more passing yards here. I don't.
He has double the situation, and he needs a lot less passing, and he needs a lot less than double the passing yards he had last season.
Yes. He should, in my opinion, easily eclipse 4,000. He could even be close to 4,500, in my opinion.
I
Now,
think he
will
settles
will it
somewhere
lead
around
to
42.
yeah, I mean, will it win or will it lead to winning football? I don't know. But I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be the issue this year. I think there's going to be whether it be the defense or injuries or something else, it's not going to be on Trevor this year. He's got something to work with now. And I mean, yeah, I think Tom Brady's about where he should be. Kyler, I don't know. I could see honestly going under with Kyler, but not really high on that either. But let's see. Aaron Rodgers
I'm
over.
going to lock Aaron Rodgers over. That's my
Mm-hmm.
lock out of this. Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVP. I don't care. He lost Devontae Adams. He still has a decent receiving core, no matter what anyone says. He likes Lazard. He has a guy that he trusts, as well as guys he's going to build chemistry with by the end of the season. All
I
he
mean,
needs is 4,000 yards. He's going to do that.
I mean, I think Christian Watson's going to shock a lot of people. If you watched all my mock drafts, especially near the end of the process, I was very high on Christian Watson, but he ended up falling to the second round, and I mean, I understand why. But I definitely see Aaron Rodgers within, I'd say, a few weeks, maybe 2 months. I think him and Christian Watson will build great chemistry. I could even see Christian Watson going over 1,000 yards. I mean, I really could see it happening with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. Let's see. I don't really see anything here that I'm very intrigued by. Yeah, no, nothing there. think all of these are fine. I mean, maybe I don't know if I could see Russ.
You're under.
Maybe
Baker's going to get the under.
Baker is
Baker's
probably
only
going to get the
throwing for
under.
3,100 yards.
Probably. And I mean, of course, I know we're the two Carson Wentz haters. I get it. But I don't even know if I'd take the under there. I would consider it, definitely. But I don't know if I'm going to do it. Tim might.
I'm actually not. The under's probably going to hit, but I'm not comfortable enough to bet it.
No, I'm not either. It's too close for me. Let's see. Jameis Winston over.
I do like the Jameis Winston over. I think he's a $4,000 or 4,000 passing yards this year.
Mm-hmm. Should be. I mean, you're expected to get Michael Thomas back, but we've been saying that for 3 seasons now. So who knows if he actually will come back. But who we know is going to be there is Chris Olave. Very, very solid player in this most recent draft. I think he comes in and is immediately giving solid production to the Saints. And plus, Jameis Winston looked like he was going to go on an MVP-like tear last year. But I don't know. So yeah, as I was saying, Jameis Winston over. I think that's one I would definitely take. Let's see here. What's left?
I don't want to touch any one of these.
I don't
good
like
on
those,
these.
no. Yeah, I don't see any of these that I want. I mean, I could go Zach Wilson for the meme, but I don't think I will. On to rushing yards. Everything looks fine here.
I like the Najee under. I think that his carries are going to get stolen a little bit, and I think he's going to finish closer to the 1,000 to 1,100 range.
That is fair. I can definitely see it happening, especially with this becoming, I wouldn't say becoming more of a pass-heavy offense, because we're not there yet. It's going to take a couple more seasons for that to happen. But we're not going to see what we saw last year, where it was almost 400 carries. I don't see it happening again. What I do see though, I'm really low on Antonio Gibson this year. They've made it pretty much clear that Antonio Gibson isn't the guy. You brought back J.D. McKissick after he originally left, but decided to come back anyway. Don't know how that ended up happening. And then they went out and drafted Brian Robinson in the third, and basically said he's going to be your red zone back. So, to me, it seems like he's not going to get much work inside the 20. I mean, I don't even know if he's going to get a ton of the work normally. So, I think 850 is a bit too high. I'm not high on him this year. I'm not. Maybe he does surprise me, but it does not seem to me that Washington wants him around. Let's see. Breece Hall over is very much possible. I could see him hitting 1,000, but it is a rookie running back. So and it's a Jets running back, which means the Jets are getting better. I don't know. Maybe they do it. Let's see. Can't touch Christian McCaffrey. That's just ungodly risky now. Tim knows this well. Let's see.
I'm a big fan of the Swift over. I think that he's going to get more carries than he did last season. Even I'm not worried about him being too involved in the pass game and then not getting carries because of it. I think he's going to probably finish around 1,000 yards rushing total.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I definitely think he's a 1,000+ yard running back this year. But I also think he's going to do well in the receiving game, which is going to make him a really good fantasy target, especially in PPR leagues. I think in fantasy leagues, I think he's going to finish as a top 5 back. Could also finish near the top 5 in real life too. think he's going to be very good this year. Let's see. Eckler, yeah, that's about where I'd want him, especially because they seem bound and determined to get a true RB2 in there with Isaiah Spiller. They've been trying to find an RB2 to take some of the carries away from Eckler for years. And now they finally have someone to do it. Melvin Gordon's fine where he is. AJ Dillon's fine where he is. He could go over, actually. I don't know. Jalen Hurts, that's a lot of rushing yards. Josh Allen as well. I could easily see someone taking the Lamar under, but it's still, I mean, that's just so many rushing yards for one quarterback.
It is. You're assuming he's going to have an MVP season, and
Pretty much.
well, actually, I think that he's going to have a pretty good season, but I don't know how many yards he's going to rush for
I don't know
in that
or
season,
not
or if he's going to
950.
cement himself better as a passer in order to try to get that big money contract that he's been wanting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 950. Maybe 800. I could see 800. I could see 850 even, but 950's a lot. Let's see. Just hold here, Tim. My dog started barking again, so I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, I know. I was
All right, go whenever.
Daniel Dimes, mortal lock, over 350 yards. Dayball offense is going to have him running much more than he ever has, and he can run the football fairly well, despite fumbling occasionally. But
Interesting.
mortal lock, Danny Dimes over 350.
I wouldn't have thought to take that, but I could definitely see it happening in a Dayball offense. I mean, it's not gonna be a lock I take. I can tell you that right now. But not a bad one either. Um, Nothing really too outlandish here. I don't think Singletary is gonna stay the lead back in Buffalo. He hasn't been able to consistently do it, well, at all. So maybe you could go under, but even then I think you'd get a decent amount. I like the Sanders under here too. But maybe that's just fantasy football me talking, but it's clear to me that Nick Sirianni does not care that much for Miles Sanders. So I think the moment he finds a back that is either slightly better or serviceable enough, he'll go in over Sanders. At least that's what it seems like to me. I'm an undrafted expert for a reason. Let's see. Tony Pollard is pretty low, but he's also not a true RB1 at the moment, so understandable. And I like Etienne over here. I get the whole thing, Jacksonville backfield and all that. I think he's actually going to surprise a lot of people. Maybe that's just me. I think he'll surprise people this year, especially being pretty much guaranteed RB1 until James Robinson comes back. I think he's going to do much better than a lot of people think. But that is it for rushing yards. Let's move to receiving yards. Anything we like here?
Debo over. Sorry, I just remember that off the top of my head. The top three are not quite that important, but I think Debo is going to get over 1,000 receiving yards this year. He's going to be used more like a wide receiver. Trey Lance is going to have a much better. Is probably going to end up being the starter, and they're going to pass the ball a lot more.
I could see that. Let's see. Anything else here that we like? I could see Waddle going over. I think he could be 1,000-yard receiver this year, but he did bring in Tyreek Hill, so maybe that limits him some. Not too sure. AJ Brown under. I think we were both in agreement on
Brown
this.
under. I just don't like Hurts throwing. I don't like the fit with Hurts throwing the ball to him so much or early as Tim being cemented as the wide receiver one. I think that Smith will probably end up with getting more targets from Jalen Hurts.
I don't know if we'll get more targets per se, but if Philly is more of a run first offense anyway. So, especially with Jalen Hurts being the quarterback. And going along with the idea of run first offenses, I like the Treylon Burks under here. If he'd gone to any other team, I would have probably gone over without a doubt. But Tennessee is so heavily focused on the run with Derrick Henry. He'll probably get 600, 700, but I don't see him hitting 800. At least not in year one. Maybe I'm just hating on it, but I don't like that at all. I don't mind Drake London, though I feel like you'd be better off. I feel like you'd almost be better off taking receptions depending on what his is, because I don't know how many yards he's truly going to get. Wilson's fine where it's at. I like the Watson over.
I also like the Watson over. Even
Yeah.
as a number 2, I think he's going to get more than 600 yards.
Yeah, I think he easily hits 800, maybe even he may even get to 1,000, but it's on the
Let's not go
high end
crazy
of
now.
this.
800 yards is
I'm
reasonable as
saying
the wide receiver too in Green Bay, though.
I'm saying 1,000 is like if he was to take over wide receiver 1, which he could do it, but I'm not gonna gamble on that. I will gamble, however.
Rodgers' trust.
I will gamble, however, over 600 receiving yards, without a doubt. Olave could also be over. I wouldn't be upset at that. Let's see. I like Skye Moore over. I think he gets, what do you think, about 800 as well? Especially with Mahomes throwing to him.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Pickens, I don't know what he's going to do with us this year. I mean, it's a stacked receiver room at the moment, so we'll see what role he carves out in year 1. Mark Andrews is fine. Deontay Johnson could actually be a pretty good over. I mean, he's had a 1,000-yard season. I'm pretty sure, not every year, but he's been a top-tier receiver for Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger throwing to him.
Especially in a contract year.
Yeah, and it's a contract year. I think he definitely has a top-tier season to try to earn a big contract somewhere, because I don't think Pittsburgh's going to bring him back. I mean, we just mentioned how Pickens is there now. So, I don't know. I definitely think take the over on Deontay, though. I think these are fine where they are. Kind of like the Michael Pittman over. I'll be honest with you.
But that's a tough one. I
kind
of like the under.
Really?
I probably 900 yards, but I'm not very confident in that at all.
That's fair. I don't know. I think he's going to do pretty well. But, of course, new offense, basically. I mean, for, like, what, the 4th time now? There's a new quarterback in Indianapolis. So, who knows? Darnell Mooney, I feel like, could hit the over, but I'm not touching Chicago offense. These look fine to me. Let's see. I could actually possibly see Robinson over, but it's not going to be by a lot, so I'm not going to take that. I do think Sutton over could be a very good likelihood. I mean, he's getting a new quarterback in Russell Wilson. I mean, all he's had was Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater for the most part. So, I think Sutton goes over. You could also say the same for Judy. It's whichever one you like more, in my opinion. Travis Kelce
Christian Kirk's over. If you're going to take the over on Trevor Lawrence, you should also take the over on Christian Kirk.
Yeah, because he'll be one of the big reasons why. But I just want to mention, Travis Kelce has a shit ton of yards. He's going to get those yards anyway.
He's going to sit right around his projection.
That's the wild thing about him. Like, what is he now, 33? And he's still producing that well. Like, Jesus. I could see the T. Higgins. No, I'm not taking T. Higgins over. I don't like trying to take an over like that. I don't know. Not in that situation. Allen Lazard over. Especially with him having the trust of Rodgers to be the wide receiver one. He should do well. Let's see. Brandon Ayuk's isn't bad. I know you'd mentioned something about you really like that one.
I like the Ayuk over. I like almost every over in the San Francisco offense. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot more than they ever have, and
Sounds about
everyone's getting
right.
yards.
Yeah, I can see it happening. Let's see. Nothing here really excites me. I like the idea of a Dawson Knox over, but it was also touchdown dependent, so I don't know. I feel like just being in the Buffalo offense makes you better. Same goes for like Kansas City. You're in that offense, you're gonna be better. All right. These look fine to me. Michael Thomas, you could probably go the under, just because he never seems to play. But for being serious, I think that could be about where he goes. Maybe even over. These look fine. Maybe a Jasicki over. I could see it happening. These look fine to me. And these look fine. Alright, so that is it for receiving yards, and that is where we're going to end this video off. So thank you all.
Remember, this is not financial advice. Don't take our advice and gamble on it. We probably don't know what we're talking about. So
That guy's spitting. Nah, but we're called the undrafted experts for a reason. We're just taking our shot at it, see what we can get right. There's a good chance we're gonna be wrong. I mean, it tends to happen a lot with us. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.